Let's just get it, guys. Let's start ripping. It's a Monday. I'm done. Did I hit my leg? It was my foot. Oh, it almost went right up my anus. My arm says, oh. Face was like was that a nut? Was that a nut blaster? Oh, so close to a nut blaster. Damn, my cat sees another cat. Kind of a nut blaster. I mean, that might be a nut blaster. I mean, see, that's where I fold it up. I assume the position. Thanks for watching my stream, guys. 'Cause I don't know. 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 Gay rights are human rights. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, I almost landed it. Free fucking Palestine, cocksucker. Creamy little upload. Someone notices me online. A lot of it is behind this guy pipe dreams. Playing video games the heck? It's taking tolerance, but I think I was having some goofy ass dreams. Oh, that was close. And I was having some goofy ass dreams, and I was like, you know, the YouTuber Charlie Penguins. I mean, I don't love his videos. Love his content. Like, I'm not like a super fan, but I like his videos because it's like me, just like a regular like dude in front of the camera being like, hey guys, look what happened today, this is pretty fucked up. And he says like silly words, and you know, he used a good Midwestern word. He said cattywampus the other day, and I was like, okay, cool, like I like this guy, I like his style. Well, then my dream, I was dreaming that night, and like I had the one earbud in, and I was like, hey, it's Eags, what's up? And then I was like, wait a second, maybe there's something to that. Maybe you could make a video in the format of famous YouTubers. Like, I could make a Charlie video where I got the monotone voice, I'm sitting at my PC with the earbud in, and I'm reacting to a video in OBS Studio, and I'm gonna say, ew, that's yucky, or whoa, let's go, or something. I don't know. Like, it's not just his personality. He's kind of cornered that exact format. Or I could sit with the mic and watch a more serious video, and sit in my big boy chair and talk about politics stuff like Hassan. I don't know. I just had this dream where I was like in other people's videos, and not in a weird like fanboy way. Like, I'm a person who I get inspired. I don't get like awestruck. I get inspired to do my own. I'm not like, oh, that guy's so cool. Fuck, I like his balls. I go, oh, that guy's so cool, I can do that too. Right? Be inspired, not awestruck. Well, you see what happened there? I mean, his legs couldn't handle it. His legs couldn't handle it, man. Why do I have the affinity for the name Billy when I say funny random men's names while I'm playing? And I'm like, oh, Steven, there's a meme for everything. Life is too long, right? I say, oh, Billy. What the fuck, Billy? Ages ago, near where I live, there was an Italian beef place called Zippy's. Not Skippy's. Skippy's is a thing. Zippy's, okay? And at Zippy's, there was this, like, it was always a cool atmosphere. It was like brick walls, and there's like this graffiti murals, and there was a guy, and he's like eating a hot dog, and he looked really greasy. And it was like this dude eating a hot dog, and his name tag said Billy. And I don't know if we were like stoned or stone cold sober or if we're just being goofy. And I looked at the mural or some shit. I was with a friend at the time, and I was like, God damn it, Billy, stupid fucking asshole, eating all the goddamn hot dogs. It's gonna come out of your wages. You had to be there. It was funny at the time when we were like fucking 14. Okay. God damn it, Billy, eating all these hot dogs. It's coming out of your paycheck. You know, that was funny when you were 13. That's what I say. Billy. And Steven is based on a real person. So when you hear me go, haha, Steven, right? But I've concealed his identity. I think he spells it with a PH. So my character Steven is with a EVEN. Okay. So it's technically not defamation, or it's technically not illegal to be, Steven. I wonder how Steven is actually doing. Like, I haven't probably talked to him in 20 years. Unless, so when I say some names, and then I go, I'm not gonna tell the story about it, it's because it's like a real name. When I say like, come on, Julio, god damn it, Javier, god damn it, Jose, that's not me being racially charged. Those are people I grew up with. Oh man. I love skateboarding. Oh! You skate and switch. I can ollie switch. I can go up and down the curb. I can revert. I honestly, I wish I took more care in keeping up with skateboarding skill. When I was 19, I think that's when I started to slow down on extreme sports. Not for any good reason, really, other than like being a part of the workforce of the capitalist machine. I was gonna wall right up that, but the game didn't like it. But I started skateboarding again in real life at age 35. So, hey, dude, I say you can skate up and shit. Carlos. So yeah, I say a lot of Hispanic names and they're based on real people. When I say Carlos, that's from the Magic School Bus. Carlos. I fudged that line up. Alright, you guys, we gotta get a little warmed up here. Every time I play skate, I get like one viewer. So, challenge map. This is where we already are. I just want to go back to the middle of it. I'm gonna go smoke a bowl. Is that okay, fam? I'm gonna. Hey, thanks for joining. I just came back from being off screen smoking a bowl. Oh man, what a sunshiny sativa. You know, the peanut gallery's always like, yo, you know, you stoners, you're just addicted. It's like, yeah. And how many benzos do you take a day? You're gonna ruin your fucking brain? You're gonna fucking sponge your fucking serotonin receptors? Like you've done too much Molly? Good job. That keeps you happy. I'll take my plant, thank you very much. Oh, dick smashed! Honey, don't you just know you're addicted? Yeah, but you know what? Smoking quiets that negative inside voice. Okay? When it comes to mental health and functioning and going to work every day and being a good husband and taking care of my cat properly and fucking not being a fucking loser and not making knee-jerk reaction fucking impulsive decisions, yeah, a little smoke slows down the brain in a good way. Fucking, I've been off of Adderall for over a decade because of good sativa. Oi! And dick slap. Sorry for the drug rant, homie. It's just, you know, the THC ban in Texas and just people just being backwards for the sake of being backwards. You know? I have plenty of homies that are like straight edge. I have plenty of homies that are like recovered from alcoholism and stuff like that. And you know what? They would smoke with me, but they don't because it would get them back into their substance of choice. And I respect that, okay? Everyone's different. But to the people who are like, you're a loser, and they've never tried it, to at least be like, oh, I get why people might seek this therapeutic effect. Those people are assholes. They probably have some cousin that just sits around and smokes all day, and he fucking spends his money on scratch-off tickets, and he's fucking, like, lives with his mom, and that's their only exposure to marijuana culture is their, like, loser relative or something, and, you know, they formulate their whole opinion around it. You know, not everyone is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Weed doesn't make you stupid. Being stupid makes you stupid, and I have a really good example of that. When I was in one of my first little apartments, we were still dating. Right? We were in our little apartment. It was nice. We had our deck, and we had our fair share of nice neighbors. And then these complete derelicts. I'm not being ableist. I'm not being slanderous in any way. I'm being accurate. These people were like fell off of a garbage truck. They were like the worst white trash, like super low functioning. The guy would get fired every other day from a different job. And one time, like, you know, for gas money, I like gave him a ride to like, he had like a job at the Planet Fitness. He got fired from there or whatever. Then I took him to like the Skippies, the beef place. Yeah, I was just talking about that. And he's like, they don't want me to smoke cigarettes and wrap up sandwiches orders. They didn't even have him taking orders or whatever. They had him like at the end of the line, putting the shit in the bag. Like someone felt bad for him. This guy was like a crushed cigarette butt, like a Marlboro Red inside of a Bud Light can. That like the human. And it's so funny. He's like so dumb. So this nice Asian lady and her husband moved out. He was like a veteran or something. They were so nice, right? They moved out. They were only in this apartment because they're old. They were retired. They were in this apartment waiting for their house to be built. And so we had fun stories with them and stuff or whatever, right? They moved out, and this is when the trash people moved in. With the first of all, CPS was there all the time, and shit on the walls. The kids were abused, whatever. Like not abused, like beat, neglected. Like here's a book. It's like a 1-year-old. It's like it doesn't know what that is. You need to talk to it and be with it. And okay, and shit, and so, so, dude. Okay, back at the time, statute of limitations. Back at the time, I was still slinging, right? So she came up to buy a little sack of weed, and I literally, she was like, got her money, and I was like, okay, cool. You want a 3.5? Okay, I got you, fam. All right, no, give me, no, you don't need to give me that much, because these people were kind of like trashy. I didn't want to welcome them into my home. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to expose my. But we were moving out of that apartment, like within a few months, and then so I was like, okay, whatever. Like we're gonna be gone, whatever. So I helped the guy with something one time, just being neighborly, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like chilling at night, and he's like, "Bro, you got any cigarettes?" I was like, "Dude, I quit." "Oh, bro, do you still have any cigarettes?" I was like, "Dude, I quit." Okay, and the first point of what I was talking before I went on a rant about the trash neighbors. First of all, they declared a biohazard, and they actually almost had to bulldoze. So it was a I say apartment. It was a big apartment. It was like a townhouse almost. It was one building cut into like 4 slices. Okay, and so that's where I was living at the time. They were in like the lower unit. Right? There was an up and down, and then it was sliced 4 times. They were like kind of big. So they were in the down bottom corner from me, like as far as you could possibly be, and I could still smell it. It smelled like someone was cooking fish sticks, dude. They're like, yeah, you have rats. Like, how do rats get in? Like, fucking. I dripped ice cream on the counter once, and ants were on it. Okay, how the fucking rats get in your house? That means you have pests big enough to feed the rats, like roaches and shit. So I was down by their apartment one time because she owed me money for some smoke or something, and CPS came when I was there collecting the money, and it was so and I had to pretend like, yeah, I'm just a neighbor upstairs. I had to like not pretend like because I was collecting money. I had to pretend because I was like, I didn't want to be implicated as the CPS worker probably thought I was one of the trash people too. But anyway, they ended up getting evicted, and they almost had to condemn the entire building because of one unit. So it was split into 4s. There's 4 units up, 2 down in each one. They were gonna rebuild the entire thing. This place almost went bankrupt. So okay, I'm done ranting about the details. There might be more stories that come to light. And fun fact, this girl, this just disgusting trailer trash girl, that barely functioning, that, like I said, living in filth. The kids CPS all the time. They got evicted because it was so disgusting. And there were some nasty people there, right? Some gross people. Okay, it's okay to be, you're a little gross. You're renting, right? You move out, they rip out the carpet, they redo it. This was so gross that it was like not repairable. you get what I'm saying? But this chick has an OnlyFans. Not kidding you. This chick has an OnlyFans, and she's got like 3,000 fucking subs, and she's disgusting. So I bet people watch her porn content because she's gross. 100%. It's like the ew, ew, like, it's like crackhead sucks dick for $1. Yeah, those kind of people. They're, so I think, dude, she thinks she's probably some sexy fucking fuck symbol, but it's like, hey bro, check out this fucking trashy bitch. I'm sorry, that sounds ableist and weird, but if you knew these people, they were weird. Okay, let me tell you one instance before I get back to what I was saying. And what I was saying at first was about smoking weed, and how this guy smoked weed with me, and his brain turned off. Okay, because smart people and dumb people smoke weed. The stereotype of weed making you dumb. If you're already dumb and you smoke, you're like, dude, what if like there's a planet with aliens, but instead of like hands, they had like dicks? What? Dude, like what if the aliens had dicks instead of hands? And that was like a planet of dick hand people. Like, dumb people say shit like that under influence. And I know it sounds ableist when I say dumb people, okay? I don't mean developmentally challenged people or differently abled people. I mean people that are normally functioning. They graduated high school, but they're because they're, I don't know, they grew up living in a closed door closet or something. Anyway, these nasty motherfuckers that lived under me, they almost had to condemn the whole place. They got kicked out, but this is how insane they were. Here's point number one. I was driving a beater with a heater to work. I had just sold my Audi because I was gonna wrap it around the telephone pole, and I was just, you know what I mean? I didn't need the project car anymore. It was too much, and it took premium gas, and fuck it, right? So I was driving the beater with a heater, and it had like frame damage or something. It was like twisted, and I had to like do like ghetto weld fabrication or something, and it wouldn't stay straight in alignment, whatever. So in passing, like at the mailbox, I was like, he's like, dude, you're laying under your car. Like, oh yeah, it's fucked up. It was a burner car. It and junkyarded. Okay, right? It was just an emergency beater with a heater, like I said. All of a sudden, I'm coming outside to throw something to the dumpster, and there's like a dude under my fucking car. I'm like, dude, he's trying to steal my catalytic converter. So I come out with a fucking baseball bat, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? God damn it, motherfucker, son of a bitch, get the fuck out of here! Like, dude, I was ready to fucking dome this guy for stealing my catalytic converter in broad daylight. He's got tools, he's got a saw, he's got stuff. I was so fucking mad. I was ready to beat this guy. And he's basically crying, "Don't hurt me." And I was gonna fucking whomp him, dude. I wasn't having it that day. I'm sorry, guys. I don't really always condone violence, okay? But, dude, I was so poor at the time, and if he cut my car, and I had to fix something or get another burner car for the time, I was fucked, okay? I was not having it, okay? I came out, I was confronting this guy. I was gonna whomp him. Hand to fucking God, I was gonna whomp him. I had the baseball bat back. The neighbor comes out. No. That's Bill, or whatever the fuck his name was. He was gonna work on your car. He's gonna help you out. He's working on your car. I was like, what the fuck? I was at the mailbox and I was mumbling to myself. I was pissed off about the alignment of the car because it had frame damage, and I had to like weld the plate, and it would pull to the left, and it was not fun to drive and shit. This fucking guy calls his friend and goes, or the chick, I think, calls her friend and goes, "Hey man, come fix my friend's car. It's broken." I was like, dude, you guys are my neighbors. I was like, you buy nickel bags from me, you fucking poor shitheads. Like, dude, what the fuck, okay? So I was about to fucking dome a guy because I thought he was stealing from me. He had a sawzall underneath the car. So I was ready to dome this guy, and they come out. I was like, dude, that's not appropriate. And they're like, what? We were trying to help you. I was like, dude, that's not appropriate. That you heard me say something to myself in frustration about my piece of shit car, and then some guys under my car. That's not fucking cool, man. They didn't understand it. They didn't understand who they weren't helping. And they got really mad because I was, dude. Okay, now I was ready to throw hands with the other dude. I was ready to fucking, dude. I could take them both. And now, statute of limitations, I did fucking rock that one guy in the fucking face. Not the guy who was under my truck, but the fucking guy who said, I call, my buddy's gonna fix your car. So, fun fact about that guy, I was calling him the wrong name. Let's just say his name was, Sean, and I called him Shane. He didn't correct me. He kept answering to it. He goes, oh, people call me that all the time. That's fucking weird. Then he goes to the leasing office. Okay, I can't make this up. He goes to the leasing office of our shitty apartment where we lived, right? He tells the leasing office lady, my girlfriend stole my phone. She's like, what? Yeah, my girlfriend stole my phone. Can you do something about it? They were like, this is a prank, right? He went to the leasing office as if it was like the principal's office of a school. Again, he wasn't disabled in any way. There's people that aren't considered mentally, I don't want to say the R word on my stream. They're not considered developmentally disabled. They're not considered on that range, right? I don't even want to say spectrum. So this is a guy who graduated high school, held down, Burger Shack jobs, retail jobs, lose a job every other week, has to expand the radius. So it's not like he's like sped class or anything. He's just, there are people that are that low functioning. You gotta think about that like average American style. The average American would go to the leasing office of the apartment and say, my girlfriend stole my phone. That's fucking stupid. Okay? And right before they moved out, I was going through one of the worst times of my life. Okay? I had been injured by a drunk driver. Okay? I had been injured by a drunk driver, and I needed physical therapy. This is one of the sagas of my life, right? And I'm just going to touch on it briefly to give context to the story. I got hit by a drunk driver. My leg got smashed. I had to take FMLA for like 3 weeks to do rehab after my leg got smashed. And the swelling it took a long time to go down. And I had to do physical therapy. Came back to work, and they basically like fired me, right? I lawyered up. I spent my savings. I lost because it's right to work state, and yada yada yada. Here I am. Shit. So I was in the worst place in my life. So we still had 6 months left on our leash or whatever until we were moving to the next town or whatever, the nicer place, right? And so I said, fuck, I gotta get something fast. And instead of like fully applying myself and getting like another career job or another job, within manufacturing type setting, management setting, I said, you know what? Walmart hires anybody. I'm gonna go grab a Wally World job, just hold it down. I can work extra hours and just, and because of my, because of my experience and like my resume and what I do normally, I was like a mini manager immediately when they released the online version. And it was still a new thing, so I was making enough money to make ends meet for the time until we had to move. Sure, I put my ego down and I did the Wally World job, okay? And I had said in a few other streams that people I grew up with saw me there, and I'm like, dude, okay? They saw me like being like, hey Chris, did you get all the potatoes? Okay, all right, cool. Go to aisle 12. And they're like, dude, are you okay? They thought I was like, on that downward anime arc. Anyway, this is all leading up to something. Remember I told you I clobbered that guy? The cigarette man? The one who went to the leasing office with his phone and said, my girlfriend took my phone? Okay. Alright. Are you following me? I did orientation, I did these computer classes, I felt really bad about myself, I was driving the junker car, I didn't want to work at Walmart, I knew I had to have like some sort of temporary job until I had to, go to the next spot, right? Walmart, McDonald's, food service, I'm not ableist, I'm not like, oh, that's below me, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's just, I've had, ooh, gotcha, bitch. I've had experience in other fields, right? So like working in a retail field was kind of alien to me, and it was weird. And then people seeing me being like, hey dude, are you doing okay? Anyway, bring it back together. The whole point of this rant is I wanted you to know the mental space that I was in, because we're half packed up. We have 6 months left on our lease. We were gonna move to the new apartment. I was getting ready. I had to do this terrible job that was soul draining, and I knew I had to do it for at least 6 to 8 months until we're transferred to the new place, and I can start putting out resumes at like career job places. Right? It was a very transitionary period, and it was a very uneasy period. The very day before I had to fucking start early AM at the first day of Walmart. It's probably 3 in the morning, and I just hear a thud, and I hear screaming, and I get that text on my side celly, and I'm like, oh, someone needs a sack in the morning? Fuck that shit, bro. If someone wants to smoke down, they can come to my house later. Fuck that. And it was like a messenger message from the crazy woman downstairs, and I'm like, all right, fuck this, blocked. I'm like, blocked. I'll just be like, I don't know you guys. I was like, you got weed from who? Okay, I don't know you guys. So I was like, blocked, and then I heard boom, and then I heard knock, knock, knock. Dude, I opened my door. It's the greasy lady with roaches in her hair lady. I said, fuck. I just blocked this bitch. Fuck. I said, fuck. I hate myself. I have to start a job at Wally World tomorrow. I am not in the best place in my life. And this was before I knew what was wrong with my eyes. And they said I had pre-cataracts or glaucoma or something. And I had to see a specialist. So I could barely see. This was before I had one of the surgeries. I could barely see. I could still barely see, but this was bad, right? So there's a lot of confusion going on in my life and a lot of like scary things, right? I just don't have extra distress tolerance for anything, okay? I have to start the job at Wally World, and I'm up at 3 in the morning. I gotta start at like fucking 7. Ooh, I had no distress tolerance left, okay? I answered the door because why the fuck not? Fuck it, I'm up. She goes, he broke my hand, he broke my finger, he slammed my hand in the sliding glass door and called me a cunt. Oh, he's fucking, oh god, I'm like, hey, stop. If you're having a domestic, I don't give a fuck. I said, you guys have a fucking domestic quietly. I have to fucking start a new job in the morning. Fuck you guys. I hate you guys. I fucking call the cops on you. I hope you get evicted, you stupid fucking cocksuckers. Right? It was at that point where he came out to the door down at their apartment. So I just ran down there to meet him. And at this point, I've just had it with these fucking diarrhea people. I thought that, oh, they're stupid, I could overcharge them for weed. Dude, fuck them, right? I was like, we're leaving anyway. They ended up getting evicted 2 weeks later. And then it was just quiet, and it was great. But this is the culmination, the rising action of that, what I was talking about. So I painted the picture. I have no distress tolerance left. I have to start a new job, and I hate myself, and I have to go to Walmart, and possibly be seen by people I went to school with, okay? In the lowest point in my life. I'm not having shit. So I go downstairs, I'm standing at the door, he put his hands up, he says, no cops, bro. Please, no cops. I don't want him to take the kids. Please, no cops, dude. Dude, no fucking cops, dude. Whatever. I said, oh, no police? I said, no one's gonna call police tonight, right? Yeah. I shit you fucking not. I said, bro, what's that? He fell for it. He turned. What the fuck? I'm pointing into your living room. What the fuck is in your living room? I said, what's that? I clobbered him, dude. I connected right on the chin. And he went down like that, he went down like a Bud Light can. I fucking clobbered him, dude. I don't know if he bit his tongue or whatever the fuck, he was snoring. So I said, alright, have a good night, guys. And I kind of kicked his legs in so I can shut the door. I said, have a good night, guys. And I went back to sleep for like 1 hour, woke up, played Overwatch, and then went to fucking work at the shitty Wally World job. Fucking hated that guy. Oh, I fucking hated that guy. I'm sorry, I wasn't even playing because I was telling this story, but oh, I fucking hated those people, man. And I can't stress enough, I don't hate a lot of people. There are a lot of people I dislike or make me feel uncomfortable or that I deal with or tolerate, but I don't usually hate people. Bro, they were having a domestic violence and they decided it was okay to bring me into it at 3 in the morning before I had to start a new job at the lowest point in my life when I was fucking like Mr. Magoo level blind. Okay? And then when he was just like saying, no police, we're not going to get any police involved, that's when I was just like, okay, are you sure? You're not going to call the police no matter what happens tonight? He's like, no matter what happens. I said, even if me and you got into it or whatever, you wouldn't call the police. He said, no, dude, no, dog, I deserve it, man, I'm a piece of shit. And that's when I pointed and I said, look over there, and he fucking did it. And I didn't just punch him in the face or try and hurt his nose. Like, I wasn't trying to maliciously wound him. I caught him on the chin so that he would fall asleep, and he did. Fucking hate that asshole. Oh man, do you ever relive a story but the adrenaline is pumping? I gotta leave in like 15 minutes anyway, so let's go to the mega park. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, go to my YouTube and check out my shit. That was white trash story time. I'm gonna go to the leasing office and say that my wife took my cell phone. She stole my cell phone, guys. Oh my god. There was one time where like just their door was open. I don't know, their front door was always open for some reason. Like the door into their actual apartment, not the one into like the mezzanine or whatchamacallit. The vestibule. Right? Their like actual door to their apartment was open. And I like walked in, like I didn't walk in, I was getting my fucking mail. And I like looked in, and there's just like shit everywhere. No, I mean like animal shit, children shit, smeared on the fucking wall. Dude, bro. There's just like, no. So now that I've painted the picture of these roach-infested people, This girl has the only that's OnlyFans with like 3,000 subs. Who knows? That was like a year ago when I looked at it. Maybe she has more. But it's fucking disgusting, dude. No, she doesn't have product in her hair. That's fucking grease. And then there was a guy that they tricked into like living with them. He was falling on hard times, and he's like, and then he came over and just like smoked with me, and he had his own smoke, and he's like, dude, I gotta get out of here. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. Oh yeah, that was the first part. That was before they destroyed the apartment. It was brand new. They tricked this guy that one of them went to community college with or something. They tricked him into like, oh dude, your dad kicked you out. You can stay here for a little bit. He's like, okay, you know, whatever. And then I saw that guy later on, and ironically, he got a job, or coincidentally, he got a job at the same Walmart, and he had fallen on hard times. And he's like, I saw him when I was shopping, and he goes, dude, I got the fuck out. Those people are sick. Those people are fucking sick, man. He's like, they deserve to rot in hell. And he looked visibly shook. He looked visibly shook. And they stole from him, too. So, and then I got the laptop that they stole from this guy and brought it to the Walmart, and I said, hey bro, this they took this from you when you were living there. And he goes, I don't want it. It probably has fucking bugs in it. And I just threw it out. I just fucking threw it out at that point when he said that he didn't want it back because it might be infested with bugs. So let's do some cool flips. I went on a long ass rant, and I'm still gonna upload it to YouTube because it's funny. Like, I had friends that grew up in the trailer parks down the road from me, and it wasn't even as derelict. Okay, those people had a lot of pride in taking care of their double wives. You feel me? That was cool. So like this is just like a level of squalor I've never seen. Like, and I've had a few acquaintances that were mentally sick with the hoarding thing. It doesn't even come close to how their apartment was. There were just clothes on the floor, like, and they would get money from the parents, and they would get money from the government, and I shit you not, they would like pile up clothes and buy new clothes and pile up clothes, and it looked like a Dr. Seuss kind of fucking piles of clothes to near the ceiling, dog shitting everywhere. It was so bizarre. I feel really bad for those kids because they might have LD because they were just left in a room all the time. Oh, come on, Jeremy. It's like almost like I laid myself out so I could take him out. It's okay, we got about 15 to 20 minutes left here, so we'll get some actual tricks in. I just felt like ranting about that. I was in one of the lowest places in my life, trying to get by. And I thought I was doing these people a favor with the cheap weed. Because, dude, this guy told me, I was like, so how much you pay for a quarter? He's like, $150. I was like, for a 7.5? What the fuck? I was like, bro, I get a half house for 110. Jesus Christ. I miss those prices. It's not like that anymore, dude. A half zip is like 220 now. There's a time where it was like 120. But then again, like 10 years before that, there was a time where like exotics were like 120 for a quarter. Well, we call them exotics. Oh, I'm showing my age a lot. That was pretty crusty. I just said, go fakey. I said, hey, dog. Putting it down. Oh, look at my ass. My wife and I have like a million stories. The scary people that moved in when the nice people moved out was just one of the stories, dude. I thought I was gonna land that for sure. I'm gonna upload this as a Skate 3 Goofy rant. I'm too stoned. I talked about the garbage people. And like I said, I had been exposed to like hoarder type environments or cluttered or dirty type environments. And okay, big fucking deal, right? This place was so dirty that it made my skin crawl. It was unequivocally, there's nothing to, you can't compare it to anything. Maybe the episode of Hoarders where like wet shit all over her house. I think that's the closest thing. And I'm not disparaging or making fun of like people with that kind of like, you know, people who do that to their homes are they're unwell. So don't be mean to people like that. But these people were, how do I put this? They knew that they were trashing their own place. They were just fucking degenerate slobs. Like, it wasn't a mental health reason. It was because they didn't care. And then one day, he's at the mailbox and he goes, I'm sorry, I thought I was done talking. But one day I was at the mailbox and he goes, bro, dude, I can't believe her parents are so stingy. I was like, what? They stopped paying your car payment? Well, they didn't have a car, that's right. No, so he goes, yeah, they're gonna stop paying our rent. So stingy. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I felt so bad. And then I saw the mom and dad of the girl, okay? And they looked so tired and so beaten down by all the shit. And then she's like, the mom said to me that they had to like sell their car and refinance their house and stuff, and I felt bad. And like the mom was telling me like she just doesn't care about the daughter. She just doesn't care. She doesn't give a fuck. She just does what she wants. And they were like, we're gonna stop enabling it. I'm like, I don't know if someone like that needs to go into like a group home, like a government facility or like that. Obviously they have like a house or something now. They have like this OnlyFans or something, I swear to God. But it was pretty sad because you can see the dad who's like bringing in, I don't know, like a piece of furniture or something, like a lamp. I saw him when I was talking to the mom, and the mom was like basically in tears, and the dad looked like he was dead already. Like I was at a wake, and the mortician did a really bad job of like prepping the corpse in the cartridge. He looked that sad. And then I heard the trash girl and the trash guy talking, and they were like, you know, it's like they don't have to stop paying rent. My dad sold his truck. It's not like they don't have money. I can't fucking believe. I've not seen people that look that sad or that fucked up outside of like Holocaust documentaries. Anyway, let's get some real tricks in here because time is running low. And I was ranting. I get like that. I should write things down, but it's mostly because I do these videos right when I wake up, and then I get reminded of some trauma event that I lived through, like the people. Dude, they would just be like, I was in their apartment maybe only like 2 or 3 times because I didn't want to get like roaches on me or something. I just, you know what I mean? I like was standing in the doorway, or they're like, hey, why don't you sit down? I was like, no. Or like the time that she came up to buy that nickel bag or whatever, and I said, and I was like, no, don't sit on anything, stay right there, I got it right here. God, it smelled like fucking unwashed clothes. But yeah, so anyway, there was one time where, with the way the apartment was laid out, I was kind of like in the hallway, so I could be like further away from where the smell and the kitchen and like all the piles of clothes were. And I was like, I could see into like the master bathroom, or not the master bath, but the bathroom area in the hallway. And there was just like dog shit everywhere in the bathroom. And she goes, oh yeah, the dog is trained to crap in the bathtub. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Just for you guys who are watching, that's like how you can train a cat to shit on the toilet. No, this is not a thing. She just said that when she was confronted about poop all over the bathroom. Well, at least the poop was in the bathroom. It was in the bathtub and like on the floor and like even in the sink and shit. And so I think it was people poop. But she goes, my dogs are tub trained. They pee and poo in the bathtub. And it's like a fucking 100-pound Rottweiler, dude. Did you get the idea that they almost had to condemn the whole fucking building? This was decent. I haven't done any good tricks because I've been ranting. But I did clip one in there. We got about 15 minutes left, y'all. So, let's rip it. If you're watching this on Twitch, comment on the live chat. If you're watching the re-upload on YouTube, type in the comments, have you ever had neighbors from hell? Because there's a part 2 to this. The apartment we moved to after. I won't go into as much detail, but there was like insane people, and there were 10 of them living in a 2-bedroom. Insane people. Like, they would be beating each other up, and then like one of them would just come out bloodied and fucked up, and I was like, I'm gonna call the cops, and they're like, don't call the cops, that's harassment. They were very insane. That's it. Neighbors from Hell 2. Alright guys, we got about 10 or 15 minutes left, so I'll do something entertaining for you. The sloppy neighbors thing took up half of it. I'm still gonna upload it though. If anything else comes up about them, I'll talk about it. But yeah, But when he said, I'm going to the leasing office, and she took my phone, I thought that was just like hysterical, right? Apparently there were a few times where they went to the gym, the pool, or the leasing office, and they did things that were unsavory, and they got in trouble. So it might have been more than one instance where he went to the leasing office to complain about a neighbor or something, or complain about... And it's like, dude, there's animal shit in your kitchen. That was fucking cool. Let's check this sick line, bro. I did some of this Willy Wonka shit. Watch. Yeah, bro. And then I said, what? I said this. Then we gotta come back. We gotta put it down on the wall. Oh, really? Oh, really? Alright, we're gonna continue down the hill as we're limited on time. But can we get a cool trick on the mega ramp? Alright guys, my time is coming to a close here, so let's see if we can get in at least 3 more juicy flips. No, come on, we gotta do that. Okay, we gotta wait a little longer before we foot plant. There we go. I'm totally going the wrong way. And then it gives me to... Then when I do the mute, it gets me to where I only have 90 degrees, and then I gotta kind of turn it in. Yeah, I landed on like manual. Perfect. I landed manual. No. No thanks. Can I scrape my nipples off before stream is over? Before I have to get out of here, because if I scrape my nipples off, that would be kind of funny. Ready? Alright, ready? Nipple first. Oh, no, no, no. That was head first. You know, like, hey babe, I gotta go to work. Give me some head first. I went head first. It's kind of like a Wadsworth. Hello, Inspector Wadsworth here. Oh, you mean like the amount? What? No, my name. I'm Constable Wadsworth. Yeah, like the amount. You know, like... Oh, Wadsworth, man. You know, like tablespoon of cum. Alright, you ready for this? This is a full nipple dive. I'm gonna burn my nipples off. Come on. Or not. I skated on my back. I really need to rub off my pepperonis before I could end the stream, okay? that was a partial nipple rub. I mean, I'll take it for now so I can get some cool tricks. Spicy indeed. You know, but the poo neighbors incident, that happened about 10 years ago. So, I mean, I've healed a little bit from it. It was traumatic to live through. And the fact that people think that they're your friend automatically, you really have to be more careful. And it served as, I mean, I've always been street smart, right? And like, I knew we were leaving that apartment, so I went to sell a little bit overpriced blood, okay? So that, because we were removing, you know, shit was tough. But then he was like, do you have towels? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I need some towels. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, do I look like a fucking service? Am I like the fucking, I don't know. Do I look like fucking housekeeping here? And then he's like, you got a cigarette? Like, after I quit. You got a cigarette? He's like, bro, go away. Hi, my name is Daryl, but you can call me Derek. The guy was fucked. He's like, the reason why I knew, I saw like a piece in the mail that said like Sean or something. And I had been calling him like Shay or Shane or something. But he had been answering to it the whole time. And I was like, bro, how come you didn't tell me your name was like Sean? And he's like, oh, well, people call me Shay too. I'm like, what? That's like someone called Dave being like, yeah, you know, sometimes people call me Derek or Dave instead of Dave, but, you know, I go with it. Ow. Alright, guys. I can only do a few more tricks, and then I gotta bounce. Not doing anything like really watch-worthy, but thanks for listening to my story. Don't forget to check out my YouTube and all that fun stuff. And if you feel like you're a very giving person, the GoFundMe. I'm not sure what the spiel on the GoFundMe is. Probably talking about like streaming or something, but I am extremely medically afflicted. Like eyes and my health is pretty fucked up for someone my age, and any little bit will help. Oh. Everything counts in large amounts. Okay? Let's play master and servant. I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors. But I can be your personal Jesus. Oh. But not tonight. Sometimes things are just precious. But I have to abide by my policy of truth. Ooh. I just got stripped right there. I just got stripped down to the bone right there. Damn. There's a lot more Depeche Mode songs that I know, but it's hard on a Monday. What are some rather well, I just gotta get offline so I can enjoy the silence. Well, that's obvious. I was fucked. Okay. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I'll be the one behind the wheel. You know, people are people. We have to be kind to everyone. Except for Nazis. Fuck Nazis. Nazi punks, fuck off. Oh, that's Nazi punks, fuck off. That's not a Depeche Mode song. How come I can't think of any more Depeche Mode songs right now? They're like one of my favorites. Well, I'm gonna leave very soon. If I can't think of any more Depeche Mode songs, that's concerning. Man, I really do love this game. I just can't get enough. Oh, that was awesome. Why don't you try walking in my shoes, buddy? I'm hearing other songs in my head. I'm not calling it mine. The blunt slide hitting the rock and bouncing out was pretty cool. Well, wait, what was the name of the song I was thinking of? Oh well, I gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys.